The Russians?
Yeah, it was brought in by a woman.
The Russians?
Yeah.
The Russians?
Mm-hmm.
Why the f would they go to the Russians? Why the f? What did we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
I don't know either.
Well, 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 well. It looks like things are starting to fall apart. A horrible endorsement for Kamala Harris. Terrible news for the lawfare. Apparently, Judge Merchan, the guy that who's right ahead of the sentencing of Donald Trump, is being sued. Kamala Harris is sinking in the polls. Donald Trump did an excellent town hall on Fox News last night, and there's so much more to discuss. All this means is that Trump voters are headed in the correct direction. This doesn't mean anything's over. It doesn't mean anything. He's won anything. It just means that the momentum has shifted and that ultimately you're going to need to continue in this direction. The machine is afraid. The betting markets are flipping. The polls are flipping. Everything, the Kamala nomenon, the cacklementum is over. Now it's time to get back to work, essentially, is what the message is here. Let's start with, oh, by the way, huge shout out to Veebs. Are you using Veebs yet? Look, I hate giving money to companies that hate me, and that's why I literally use Veebs every single time I'm at the store. I just scan an item and figure out if they hate me or not. It's really easy. And it's like, I know I'm oversimplifying it, but each week, I pick an item or two and I figure out, hey, I'm not going to buy from this company anymore. Hey, I don't want to go to AutoZone anymore. They have DEI crap. I'll go to O'Reilly Auto Parts. Or, oh, I want these paper plates or these paper plates or this paper plate donated to BLM. I don't want to. It's very easy. The Veebs app. It's on Apple and Android. They also added travel stuff like hotels and stuff like that, which are big purchases. So you really don't want to. You want to be careful about who you give your money to there. Promo code 4444 when they ask you for a confirmation code will give you 2 free months. It's only $1 a month anyway, but get that thing today and start fighting back. This is how we win the culture war. Link in the description. Breaking, Judge Merchan is being sued ahead of criminal sentencing for Donald Trump. Merchan is being sued to release his financial disclosure forms, which may show a conflict of interest in his handling of the high-profile case against the 2024 presidential candidate. The lawsuit was filed by America First Legal. I mean, I great. By the way, I've got this story coming later about the DOJ. Like everything is falling apart. Everything is falling apart. But that's a different video coming up later. The lawsuit was filed by American First Legal. We just sued Judge Merchan and the Ethics Commission for the New York Unified Court System for illegally concealing Judge Merchan's financial disclosures from 2018 to 2024. AFL said, we requested these records in June under the New York state law that have been unlawfully stonewalled. Donald Trump is due to be sentenced September 18th, just weeks before the November election. This is one of the last big hurdles before the November 5th election. Many people out there believe that Donald Trump will be imprisoned on the 18th. I think if they do that, he will win in a 45-state electoral landslide. It would be maybe the stupidest possible thing that they could do. But when people are desperate, you can never really predict them. They get dangerous, right? You see this election interference BS is out of control. Merchan should be jailed. America First Legal with the mic drop. I prayed. By the way, they're working together, right? Supreme Court, State of New York, County of New York. This could be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but, hey, maybe it delays the sentencing post-election. That would probably be good. Maybe it exposes some corruption. That would also be good. Maybe it gets thrown out immediately, but I think also that that doesn't look good for them either because they didn't take any time to research it. Now, even more, just more and more bad news. Again, all this does is make sure that all it does is prove that Trump supporters are on the right path. The election isn't for over 2 months yet, but you can already start voting in a few weeks. Just in. Vladimir Putin says he supports Kamala Harris for president, says he finds her laugh fascinating. What? This can't be real. This would be, I mean, what? I mean, it's so genius. It's like the Russia game. This is quite the twist, the M. Night Shyamalan twist. The comments come after the DOJ accused Russia of funding Tenet Media, who's paid conservative influencers for videos. At the moment, it's unclear what exactly Russia's goal was by paying these influencers who didn't even realize they were being paid by Russia. But they wrote, quote, that's according to RT Media, if we could name a favorite candidate, it used to be Joe Biden, but now he's not participating in the election campaign, and he recommended all of his allies support Miss Harris, so that's what we're going to do. Her laugh is fascinating. I mean, what a great, I mean, come on. Russia literally just endorsed Kamala Harris. Of course, a lot of people, Russia does not want Trump back in the White House. They want America to have a weak leader like Harris. You can see this, this is him rightfully mocking us. We have completely flipped the script from the Cold War. Oh my, wonder what Harry Sisson and all those paid Democrat shows are going to say about Trump instead. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of trolling. We do a little bit of trolling. Okay, allegedly. Maybe. Look at it this way. If the endorsement is real, all it does is reinforce just how weak and pathetic Kamala Harris is seen on the world stage. If it's a meme, all it does is reinforce how weak and pathetic Kamala Harris is on the world stage. This is a literal win-win. Also in the news, Kamala Harris looking exceedingly weak, legendarily weak, in finally agreeing to the debate. Did you know that they were still... So last night it was revealed that, we saw go floating around the internet that there was some question on Kamala Harris wanted it to be seated. Kamala Harris wanted notes. Everyone was rightfully laughing at that. But I think in general, people weren't entirely sure, if that was real or not. Did she really ask to have notes at the debate? Well, it turns out, yes, she did. She, in fact, did ask for notes, and she asked for it to be seated, both of which were rejected. She tried to change the rules on ABC at the last minute, even though Trump ruthlessly roasted George Slopadopoulos last night on his Fox News town hall. Part 2 is actually coming out tonight. I probably won't stream for that, but I'm sure it'll have some interesting sound bites. He insulted ABC to their face, and now both sides initially agreed to the debate on September 10th. That's 5 days from now. But later, Trump threatened to back out. What? No, he didn't. He just said, why would I do it? And then Harris thought to change one of the ground rules, actually two. Vice President and former President Donald Trump are set to debate each other next week. By the way, this will be Kamala Harris's only debate. Mark my words. Kamala Harris is never going to do another debate. Never. That's absolutely the long and short of it. She will do this debate. She will do the best she can to just kind of survive it. She couldn't even give CNN 16 good minutes. This debate is 90 minutes. And she really wanted those mics unmuted because I think she wanted... Secretly, people are like, oh, they want Trump to go unhinged or this, that, or the other thing. I actually think she was hoping that with the mics unmuted, she could let Trump talk more. So she would have to talk less. Both campaigns had previously agreed to hold the debate on that date, but the agreement appeared to be in jeopardy as Trump suggested he might back out, and the Harris team sought to change rules. Candidate microphones will be live only for when the candidate whose turn it is to speak. During a town hall with Fox News taped Wednesday, Trump said he would let Harris talk during the debate. The former president also said that his approach to the debate will depend on how fair he perceives ABC News to be, but he noted that his strategy is sort of feel out the debate and when it's taking place. Trump campaign official Jason Miller said in a statement that former president's campaign was thrilled that Kamala Harris and her team of Biden campaign leftovers have finally accepted the already agreed upon rules. Americans want to hear both candidates present their competing visions to voters, unburdened by what has been, Miller said. We'll see you all in Philadelphia next Tuesday. This is going to be the only debate. She will not do another one. Now, all Trump has to do, by the way, is remind the world who Kamala Harris is. That's it. Bring up fracking, make her to say whether or not she wants to ban fracking and why she changed her mind if she did. Bring up the border, ask her why the borders are, who's sitting in the White House, hasn't done anything. Bring up inflation, ask her why, as the vice president, she hasn't done anything. Ask her about crime. Simply reply with, why haven't you done anything in the White House for the last 4 years? That's literally all Trump has to do, is reveal her actual policies to the world and remind the world that this woman has been in the White House for the last 3.5 years. The Democrats are trying to run her as a candidate of change, but she isn't changing anything. She's the same. She's in charge. Why would you wait? Why would you make the American people suffer until they vote for you? I would ask that question if I were Donald Trump. You know, again, Trump told reporters he was considering backing out of the debate. I don't believe that. It was just posturing, obviously. They're trying to say both sides are bad here, but no. Then Trump campaign shifts its path narrows as its victory to path. Oh my gosh, can I read? Trump campaign shifts as its path to victory narrows. President Trump is scaling back his campaigning in 3 states he was targeting just 6 weeks ago, a sign of how Kamala Harris's rise in the polls has shifted the dynamics in the presidential race. Trump's campaign is placing less emphasis on New Hampshire. He wasn't going to win that anyway. Minnesota wasn't going to win that anyway. And Virginia, that's a bummer. Instead, he's pouring resources into the blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Those are crucial to both sides' chances of victory. I mean, if he wins Pennsylvania, he wins the election. If he wins Michigan and Wisconsin, he wins the election, probably. Trump's also refocusing on other states, North Carolina, Arizona, Nevada. He's got to win those, where he has had significant polling leads. Yeah, but he's got to make sure he stays. In a stark contest from late July, Trump came rolling out of the Republican convention with what looked like a glide path to winning back to the White House. Trump held rallies in Minnesota, Virginia, and even deep blue New Jersey, as his campaign wrote memos about how Minnesota and Virginia were clearly in play. I mean, I don't know. You know, Minnesota, I think, would be very, very tough. It's Tim Walz's home state. It has a huge Somali population that's going to vote for their Democrat. I would love to see Minnesota flip, but if he can flip Michigan, I would rather see that because the auto workers there that need him. Then again, Michigan also has a huge Muslim population that will vote Democrat. I don't care what they say. I don't care how many times they riot and how many times they have their little mini insurrections. There'll be good little Democrats in November, I assure you. They don't have the stones to go against the Democratic Party. So it's, prove me wrong, by the way. Prove me wrong, Dearborn, Michigan. I'm not saying you have to vote for Trump, although you should. How about you just don't vote for Kamala Harris? Prove me wrong. Trump urges voters even if you don't like him, to consider him as an alternative. I think that's not a bad, line. Again, if we look at the betting markets, the gap has widened since I started the video. It's now at 7.2 points on Polymarket. It's always been kind of close over the past 2 weeks, but again, 53-46, 7 points is the biggest lead he's had yet. Again, it means nothing. It is simply velocity, maybe. Remember in July when Trump had a 72% chance to win the election, okay? Plummeted, where just a week or two ago, he was a 44 to 54, 56 dog. He was like a 12-point dog at that point. Now he's up 7. Again, talk to me when he's up 20 or 30. Still doesn't mean a dang thing. Doesn't mean he's winning anything. Also, there's been a big swing on PredictIt. PredictIt is still way out for Kamala Harris. There's much less money on the line in PredictIt, so it's easier to see wilder swings. But this was double-digit lead. I saw it this morning as low as like 2 or 3 points. Now it's back up to 7, but it has shrunk. Trump still has, again, it's directional. It's directional. Elon Musk saying, I look forward to serving America if the opportunity arises. No pay, no title, no recognition needed. I mean, all of this is great. Kamala is proposing the largest tax hike in American history. Great. I'm going to share that. Yeah. Obviously, Mark Cuban getting roasted. Mark Cuban just got called out by CNBC on the Kamala Harris tax plan. If you tax unrealized gain, you're going to destroy the stock market. Yes, I agree. Mark Cuban getting roasted is also great. Don't forget to download Veebs today, promo code 4444. Make sure you subscribe or follow for more daily news. I upload 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos a day. I also live stream every day at 1 Eastern over on Rumble, and we'll talk to you again real soon.